Hey everybody, how you doing? Today I'll be reviewing Vice Versus on Vice TV on the YouTube channel, and this is where I bought this documentary. And this documentary is based on WWF slash WWE wrestler Chyna. She's the ninth wonder of the world. She's the muscular female wrestler, one of a kind. I just reviewed a few of her work recently, just now this week. Um, Also, on a personal level, I'm a big fan of Chyna. Chyna is one of those one of a kind female wrestlers that stood out, and even after Chyna would let go from WWE or WF at the time, there have been so many clones of Chyna. Like I would not say their names, but trying to clone the Chyna gimmick. But Chyna one of a kind, and she can never be duplicated. So let me say that. Of course, we all know she passed away a few years ago, and this documentary is about this camera crew that was trying to do a documentary on her called the Reconstruction of Chyna. So they contacted her from Japan, where she was at as a school teacher in Japan. Told her and pretty much they made a deal with her to come to the U.S. to do this documentary, which she did. And the documentary was incomplete because, of course, we all know she passed away during the shooting of that documentary that she was doing for them. This new documentary took clips from that documentary that was shot at the time, and in between with the documentary they were shooting at that time now from 2015, and the final part of the documentary with the final interview that she did before she passed away on 2016. In between we have like old wrestling footage of before she was in WWE, um, and after when she was in WWE, some clips from that. They got interviews with her family, her friends, other wrestlers, talking about her experience with Chyna, and it's kind of eerie watching it. It's like, wow, it's crazy. But then it's like sad. It's like it's so much more to the story with this documentary because it's like there were people behind her documentary that I felt personally that like they really care about her. Like except for one person, I think um, this guy, I think his name was Rob, the producer. I think he was the only one from that documentary that they were doing for her. He was the only one I felt like actually cared about her and her manager. But like the other two people behind it, the guy that was supposed to be the director, or the guy that, and the other guy that just stepped up over the director, like I felt like he just put too much pressure on her, like like let's do this, let's do that. Like I felt like they were rushing her and stuff, and that's not good. Like this woman has personal problems. She decided to do this documentary because she really wants to be healed. Like she really did, and I feel like the people did really help her be to heal her. Like the guy that was supposed to be the director, he ended up doing drugs with her when they were in Las Vegas, and I'm like in my mind like that's not helping her. You put some coverage her telling her not to do drugs. You don't need that. You know, and there was certain things in the documentary and that they were doing for her. Like I felt like they could just did stuff for her to make her feel like, hey, you don't need these pills. Like that's my opinion. Like you don't need those pills. Especially with the scene when the guy tried to take her to WWE, say let's get her to the Hall of Fame, like go to the WWE office. I'm like, don't you think that's kind of like uncomfortable to put her in that position? Like you don't do that to her. Come on. But it's like every state they go to in 2015, there was a documentary. She, they go through like having fun or talking, interviewing with each part of the city. And like I said, it's like different footage, like old footage that she was before she was doing wrestling, before WWE, like independent circuit. And it's like footage back and forth pretty much during the time of that what Vice TV did with this documentary, putting that day footage and the footage they had from her past in between left and right. That's what. So Vice TV themselves did a good job with this documentary. Let me say that. But um, but it's a good documentary anyway. I mean, if you want to know more about Chyna, then definitely check this one out. I feel like it's worth it. I feel like there was a little bit more that like maybe during at that time. Who knows? I believe that she would have been helped if she was around the right people. You know, and sadly, said those two people. And I still think X Pac is a joke in my opinion. That's just my opinion. but the so-called the director and the other guy that's wanna like take charge, I feel like they are the biggest biggest jerk in this documentary because they really didn't want to help China, in my opinion, and that's sad. But what it is, it's weird though. You see stuff in this documentary that make you like kind of pissed off those two guys. But yeah. But at the end of the day, China is one of a kind. She's the original bad girl of wrestling. There's other female wrestlers before China, but I feel like China stood out. She was one of a kind, and to this day, nobody can even duplicate China. No matter how hard they try. Anyway, peace out and over and out.